Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Rasya Nurul Zahrah. My registration number is A1M219060 and I'm from class B. So today I'm going to explain my materials about causative verb make. So let's start with the definition of make. So make. Make is a type of word that is included in the active category, where this word is followed by a clause in the active sentence. Make is used when we want to force someone to do something or cause someone to do something that they can't control over. So the subject can be in terms of ordering or making other people or things do what the subject wants. So now you might be wondering, what is the formula of this word make? The formula is subject plus make plus object or complements plus infinitive verb or base verb. Now let's move on to the example of make. The first example is, the manager makes her staff work hard. Nah, di dalam kalimat ini, subjeknya adalah the manager, di mana ia menyuruh para stafnya untuk bekerja keras. Kegiatan ini termasuk dalam pemaksaan, karena para pegawainya mau tidak mau harus melakukan apa yang diminta oleh manajernya. Contoh yang kedua adalah, she made her daughter eat broccoli. Nah, sama seperti contoh yang pertama, di sini subjeknya adalah she, di mana she ini menyuruh her daughter atau anak perempuannya untuk memakan brokoli. Nah, di sini anak perempuannya mau tidak mau harus mengikuti apa yang ibunya minta, yaitu memakan brokoli. Contoh ketiga yaitu, Hendra always makes me laugh. Nah, di contoh yang keempat yaitu, the teachers made all students rewrite their papers. Nah, mungkin di sini saya akan sedikit menjelaskan kenapa make yang ada di rumus yang tadi berbeda dengan make yang ada di contoh, karena seperti yang kita ketahui, make yang ada di contoh ini berubah menjadi bentuk past atau verb 2. Nah, seperti yang kita ketahui, the teachers di sini adalah subjeknya dan diikuti dengan kata made. Nah, yang harus kalian ketahui di sini, rumus ini berlaku walaupun kelima kata yang ada dalam materi causative verb ini seperti have, make, let, get, help, dan sebagainya itu dalam bentuk past. Jadi tidak harus berada di dalam bentuk present saja. Mereka bisa digunakan di dalam grammatical structure seperti ini, yaitu dalam bentuk past. Jadi, di dalam kalimat ini menggunakan made dengan rumus object plus infinitive verb atau kata kerja dasar masih berlaku. Jadi, subjeknya the teacher, lalu diikuti dengan made, kemudian diikuti object, all students, dan kemudian diikuti oleh infinitive verb atau kata kerja bentuk pertama, rewrite their papers. So that's all from my explanation about causative verb. If there's any mistake, please forgive me. Wabillahi wa taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hello everyone. My name is Dikki Alamsyah. My student registration number is A1M219006. Well, in this video, we're going to talk about causative verb. So on the previous video, my friend has also talked about causative verb, which is make, and at this time, it is my turn to explain about the causative verb have. So what is the causative verb have? The causative verb have it is used to explain that we are going to get someone or somebody to do something for us. So it functions as the cause of something. And in other words, if someone does a service for you, so you can use have of the causative verb to to make your idea. So that is the general form. So in the causative verb as well, all types of sentences like positive sentences, negative or questions or interrogative, we can use it because all of those are acceptable to be used, as well as any tenses. For example, like a present tense, continuous tense, or future tense, it is very acceptable to be used at this case, which is the causative verb have, and also maybe another causative like let, make, get, and etc. So that is the general form of the causative verb. So let's move into the forms of causative have. Forms of causative have are divided into four types or four kinds of forms. So the first one is have plus someone plus infinitive or bare infinitive without to. So it means that we arrange for someone to do something for us. It is included as the active form of causative. So there is a active, there is a passive. So for example, I have my sister close my room. I have my sister close my room. So it is the objects of this sentence, which is have and the close. So it means that I give the responsibility to my sister for doing their task for me. So and the second one is have plus something plus past participle. Have plus something plus past participle. It means that we ask for someone doing something for us with emphasizing the process or action instead of someone who does it. And it is included as the passive form of causative. So in this term or in this form, we can use by after the word verb 3 or past participle because it is included as the passive. So as the passive, we can use by or not. So in this case, we can use both. So for example, I have my house renovated. I have my house renovated. So that is the example of the second one. And the third one is have plus someone plus present participle. It is used for an action that has continuously happened for a certain period of time. So it is, it lasts continuously. So for example, our lecturer had us working on several projects last year. Our lecturer had us working several projects last year. So that is the example of the third one. So the fourth one is have plus somebody plus adjective. It functions to make somebody to be in a particular feeling, in a particular situation. So for example, the news had me nervous. The news had me nervous. It means that there is, like the accountability of something to make us to be in a particular situation. So I think that's all the form of like the causative verb actually. But we have to keep in our mind as well that the causative verbs is also formed with a lot of sentences or any types. For example, like I have my sister close my room. It is a simple tense. There is a simple tenses. So when you want to like make another tenses, you can use as much as you can, because this tenses, this like a form of the causative verb, we can use all of types because it is very acceptable. And also for this case, in this causative verb, we can also use in like give something that is similar to another causative. For example, like make or get, because it has a bearing on each form. So that is the very example, the very exact example of the causative verb, which is have. So I think that's all for my video, for my explanation. So I hope that you will get a multitude of informations that you really need. So yeah, I think that's it. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nursafitri Siraif. My official number is A1M2-19058. I will bring material about causative verb get. Causative verb is a verb that is used to indicate if the subject is not directly responsible for the action that occurs, but someone or something else is doing the action. So this means that the subject does not take action, but there is someone who does the action that caused by this subject. Causative verb get. Get means to convince or encourage someone to do something. So causative verb get means that the subject persuades or convinces someone to do something what the subject wants. There are three formulas to use the causative verb get. The first formula is get plus someone plus to plus infinitive, such as to clean or to wash. And the second formula to use causative verb get is get plus someone or something plus verb plus ing. Verb ing such as washing, cleaning. And the third formula is for passive causative verb get. The formula is get plus object plus past participle. Past participle is verb 3. The first formula for causative verb get is get plus someone plus to plus infinitive verb. We use this structure when we focus on the person doing the action rather than the action. We can use any tenses, and the causative verb get is going to take the tenses. I have two examples for this formula. First, she gets him to bring her books. So in this example, she is the subject. She, as the subject, persuades him to bring her books because maybe her hands are full, so she can't bring her books by herself. And the subject, she, persuades him or convinces him to bring her books. So in this example, she, as the subject, does not take the action, but him as the one who does the action. And the second example is, I will get my brother to drive the car. I want to go somewhere, but I don't know how to drive the car. I can't drive a car. So I persuade my brother to drive the car. In this example, I, as the subject, persuade my brother. I, as the subject, I persuade my brother to drive the car. So here, I, as the subject, do not take the action, but my brother is the one who does the action. The second formula of causative verb get is get plus someone or something plus verb plus ing. The use of a present participle doesn't change the meaning of get, but rather indicates an action performed continuously over a period of time. I have two examples. First, the movie got me screaming really loud. And the second example is, he will get the washing machine working. The third formula is for passive causative verb get. The formula is get plus the object plus past participle or verb 3. We use this structure when we arrange somebody else to do something and when it is unnecessary to say the person who does the action, or it is obvious who does the action. But we can say the person who does the action. It is optional to use it. I have 2 examples. First, I got my photo taken. In this example, I didn't take my photo by myself, but somebody else did it for me, because it will look less good when I take it by myself. So I didn't mention the person who did it for me because it is obvious. So I got my photo taken, and when you ask me who did it for me, it is a photographer. And the second example is Rasya gets her pizza delivered by the pizza delivery man. So in this example, Rasya wants to eat pizza, but she doesn't want to go out, so she decides to order a pizza. And so Rasya gets her pizza delivered by the pizza delivery man. And as you can see, in the first example, I didn't mention the person who did it for me, and in the second example, we can mention the person who does the action. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you for your kind attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name's Mutia Alfina. My official number is A1M219012. And in this part, I would like to continue the explanation of causative verbs. In this point, I would like to explain about let in causative verbs, or what's the use of let. Okay, first of all, I would like to remind you all about what's the definition of causative verbs first. Okay, causative verbs indicates someone that cause someone else to do something. Okay, in this point, I would like to explain about the use of let. Okay, first of all, we have to know what's the use of let. We use let to allow some person or thing to do something. Okay, let's because we already understand what's the definition. Okay, let's move to the formula of let. The formula here is subject plus let plus object plus infinitive, means 0 infinitive, verb 1, of course, plus complement. Okay, after the formula, let me give you the example. There is some example here. The first one is, my mom let me drive the car. Okay. Before I move to the next example, in this first example, there's something that I would like to explain. Okay, as we can see here, my mom is the subject plus let, of course, plus me as the object pronoun, of course, plus drive as the 0 infinitive, plus the car as complement. Okay, generally, as we know that in sentence, if the subject is third singular person, the verb we must put s or es at the end of the verb. But in this case, we must not put s or es at the end of the verb. That is the rule. So once again, we can see here my mom is the subject, third singular person, plus let, of course, plus me, object pronoun, plus drive, yes, of course, 0 infinitive, plus the car as the complement. Next example, there is, my mom doesn't let me drive the car as the negative form of the first example, of course. The next is, don't let the goats play around. Just like I say before that in the in the definition of what's the use of let is to allow some person or thing. So the object here not only person but also the thing. Okay, let's continue. Don't let the goats play around. Okay, we already know, of course. Don't as because the sentence is negative plus let plus the goats as the object and play around plus play around. Plus, next example, there is they won't let him visit Fanny again. We of course we already know that the sentence is present future tense because there is won't. Next example, there is let's dance. We sometimes use this example like let's dance or let's go, but we don't know what's the form is, or next example, there is let me go, but the subject here is hidden. Subject you is hidden. Okay, I think that's all my explanation in this part. I hope you understand. And my material that I deliver, that I explain to you all is understandable. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Rika Sanda Dewi. My official number is A1M290-108. Okay, I'm here. I will explain about the help of the causative verb. Before we go to help verbs, I am going to tell you what are causative verb. Causative verb is a verb used to show that the subject makes someone or something do an action. Generally, there are 5 causative verbs that are often used, namely have, get, let, make, and help. And now I will explain about help. Help in a causative verb. Help is helping someone in doing something. Help is also an outlier here because it doesn't really show question. It's so when someone is helping to complete a task, so it might more accurately by call it complementary causative. However, it is often included in the list of causative verb. And there are 2 correct formulas for causative verb with the word help, as follows. The first is help plus people plus basic verb, and the second verb help plus person plus infinitive. For example, he helped me carry the boxes. Dia membantu saya membawa kotak-kotak itu. Setelah kata help yang merupakan bentuk pasti dari help itu diikuti oleh objek pronoun yaitu me dan diikuti oleh infinitif atau kata kerja bentuk pertama yaitu carry. Nah, selain di sini bisa menggunakan carry, dia juga bisa menggunakan to carry, yaitu he helped me to carry the boxes. Okay, the second is my friend helps me complete my homework. teman saya membantu saya menyelesaikan pekerjaan rumah saya. Dalam contoh kalimat di atas kita melihat terdapat causative verb dengan kata helps, dan kata help diikuti oleh seseorang yaitu me. Orang me diikuti oleh verb dasar komplit. Dan juga bisa my friend helps me complete my homework. Contoh ini juga menggunakan bantuan causative verb yaitu help diikuti oleh seseorang me, dan kali ini orang me diikuti oleh infinitive yaitu to complete. Okay. What also distinguishes we help as causative verb is that can be followed by an infinitive or a verb in its base form. Although infinitive construction are sometimes considered the more formally correct, basic verb construction are much more common in everyday speech and writing. For example, I want to help to you win this election. This most common, and I want to help you win this election. Acceptable but less common. Okay, I think enough for me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.